You on this rope? That's what I be doing. No, I just y'all said that.
From London to the Bay. It's Hammer, Gold Hammer, every Hammer, Dirty Hammer. And the rest is on its way to festive.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Oh,
No, I was looking at the TV. It made it a whole lot easier.
No,
on
I'm
life.
7 seconds ahead. We know who passed math real good.
I mean, I did, you know.
You sound like you did great. Top of the class.
No, I was number 2 in calculus. I was number 2.
Number 2, never.
I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. There's one chick I couldn't. Robin, she was smart, yo. Chick was smart.
Robin was smarter than you.
In that class, she was. Well,
Oh,
no,
wow.
I mean, yeah, she graduated valedictorian, and her twin sister was salutatorian.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, they was.
shouts out to Robin, who was smarter than me in the math class. You did good, girl. You did good. But you couldn't outdo him now.
Hello, well.
Oh, welcome.
Right there is how we start with mental health for Black men.
That's it. That's it. Talking about how you
What up, my
outdoing
people?
Robin. Whew.
Bring
Happy
us-
Wednesday.
I said, bring us in.
I was about to. Ready?
Let's go.
Sure.
I mean, I guess you got the people watching us now.
Oh, because y'all gotta behave because the camera's wrong, right? Happy
Hell no.
They make
Where's hurt?
they make me sick. Listen, happy Wednesday. Happy
Go ahead
October.
and say it. Go ahead and say it.
No, it wasn't. The Wednesday wasn't Wednesday in the day.
Oh, okay.
I just,
I was waiting
wanted-
on Wednesday has been Wednesday.
No,
Today-
Wednesday has not been
Today
Wednesday.
has been a day.
It has not been a day, probably because I ate before the show this time. I think I needed Snickers before we start. Because when I'm not myself when I'm hungry.
Betty White.
All
Go
right.
ahead, though. Bring us in, Chris. Bring us in. Warm it up, Chris.
I'm about to.
You not gonna keep going?
Today, they own one today. It's so funny. But today, we are going to talk men and mental health. We are going to talk how, like I told Herc earlier, the body follows the head. So the head of the household is a leader. And if the head is not right, your body is off.
I don't know. In boxing, you beat the body, not the head. I'm just saying. All the
The
greats
glass
gonna tell
half
you.
full or half empty.
So what you're saying, I concur, though. Go ahead.
However,
My glass is always
the conversation that I wanted to have today stems from, if you watched The Breakfast Club or heard, let me say that, watched or heard, YouTube or radio, The Breakfast Club, then you heard the interview that Young Dro and T.I. did with Charlemagne, Lauren, and what's his name? The yellow one. So they were talking about.
We're not gonna be invited to that show, Herc.
That's great.
Ooh, oh gosh, that show doesn't like insults. Yeah, they speak wonderful. Anyway,
Hey,
That's crazy.
so as I was saying,
just saying.
the show was really good because T.I. talked about a lot of different things. He talked about the lawsuit. He talked about Hustle Gang. Anyway,
What lawsuit? Which one? Come on, when they beat the LOL girls?
LOL girls.
Oh,
OMG.
okay.
OMG, you right, bro.
Just
You
want to make
right.
sure we're talking about the right lawsuit.
No, you right, bro.
Thank you, man.
How much was that for?
I
It was 70 million plus, right?
was gonna give him his flowers.
How
and he
much was that
just
for,
took 'em.
Chris?
I don't know. I was not there. I didn't get anything.
Got you. Go
Okay.
ahead, carry on.
Please continue.
And
As I was
top
saying.
of his class. Top of his class.
I'm sick of the both of them.
Right over there.
Oh, something's on my mind. Listen.
What T.I. was saying.
So anyway, towards
Mhm.
the end or midway through the interview, Young Dro started talking about his drug issues. He began to talk about his overdose and all of the different things that he had been facing over the years. While he was talking, he had a homeboy there. We'll call him Giggles.
You ain't upload the clip? No, I'm just saying. I'm not from funny.
No, I didn't
Okay.
upload the clip. I'm gonna call him Giggles. Now you can't find the clip on our page, but Giggles, every time Young Dro would talk about, yeah, man, you know, I had an overdose, I almost died, I had this, I had these things going on. The guy would be in the back just kiki.
He brought up his daughter.
He came to a point where he said, I was on drugs, my daughter was on drugs. Old buddy started giggling again. It was so bad. Charlamagne and them were like, what's wrong with your man's? Like, why is he having such a moment every time you talk about something serious? And Lauren was like, that's not funny.
And what did Dro do?
Dro turned around. Tro said, hey, we cool, but I'll slap you. I'll slap the shit out you. And the dude was like, ha, you know, ha ha ha, yeah, ha ha ha, had left. And it was no giggles, no more giggles and shit. And so the dude was like, hey, you ain't about to slap me. And T.I. realized, oh, these niggas ain't playing no more.
Nah,
and like,
they're
they
not joking.
serious. So then
Cool, no, but I slapped the shit out.
T.I. had to intervene. T.I. had to tell all of them, like, cool out. Like, you came in here with me, chill out.
Right.
But the reality was that man was laughing at something Young Dro was serious about. And he missed the memo to shut up.
Right.
And it's cool when we at home laughing. But right now, I'm seriously having a moment.
Is it cool?
I'm gonna say no, it ain't.
Well, that's what brings us to tonight's show.
Like, I mean, really, is it cool when we're laughing at home?
Tell us.
It's like us joking with each other. We hang with each other every day. We know we really hurt your feelings, so we stay away from it, right?
Right.
So if you can tell somebody stressing through something, you don't drag them down.
You don't laugh at him. You know how much it took for him to bring that up in the first place, that admit to it, that I had a problem?
Right.
And you gonna be back there chuckling. That shit ain't funny.
Chuckling is an understatement.
It's
That
not
joke
funny.
was cracking
It's not funny.
up, and it was terrible. It was actually embarrassing.
But yeah, that's crazy though, man.
That's why Dro told him, hey man,
Hey, we
we
friends.
cool. But
I slap shit out you. And he meant that too.
He meant it with every
And with
fiber.
this being
But as he
mental health
should.
month, that goes to show, like, if that's a celebrity who somewhat quote unquote has a great lifestyle and they're getting teased like that, imagine with somebody who's just a mediocre compared to the lifestyle of the average.
Which is why a lot of men don't open their mouth.
Right.
That was what got me about it. A lot of men will not open up about what they're going through in fear of being laughed at, in fear of being downplayed, in fear of their feelings not being made serious or real. So they hold it into themselves, but they struggle internally.
And it's not always fear.
Mm.
It's fear of you keep laughing. Like Dro said, you keep laughing, bro, me and you gonna have a real problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even fear of you laughing at me. It's the fear of what I'm gonna do to your ass if you think this is a joke right now.
I think it's somewhat that, and I think it's the perception they think they may leave with, opposed to how they came. Like,
Absolutely.
some may feel as if though they're not viewed as a man because they're being vulnerable, or think they can be vulnerable with somebody they consider a friend or a brother.
Right.
And sometimes that's all it takes is the vent. Yo, how you doing? Yo, just checking in on you, it goes a long way, bro.
You know, I send that monthly, bro.
For real. You never know who need it. You do.
I send that shit monthly.
Yo, and
hey,
I
fellas,
send-
just
I send
checking
them
in.
too. You know, just checking in.
Just checking in.
Even if I return the response text 30 minutes after you just sitting right back. I mean, I probably got busy, but I'm really just checking in, man. I just really want to see how you're doing. What's going on with your mental? How's the family? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? How have you progressed? How have you digressed? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is, you probably just need that conversation. And that's
the truth.
That's what a lot of us are sheltering ourselves from. We got to build that wall.
It's a big thing for men in relationships.
Right.
Men don't bring it to relationships because y'all well, not all, but women will weaponize that shit against you.
Right.
The minute y'all get in an argument, or the minute she don't like something that you're doing, didn't you tell me this such and such? I didn't tell you that for you to throw it back in my face. I thought I had a safe space, but now I won't tell you nothing ever again.
Right.
I'm just.
So what's the difference between, like, I watched a man today who was on Instagram, some video, but the girl threw a hot cup of coffee in his face and gave him second-degree burns. It was crazy.
No, I'm laughing because if that man would have cold clocked it, would he have been wrong?
It could have been. I mean,
I don't care what it was for. He didn't put his hands on her.
He did not.
She threw a hot cup of coffee in this man's face. Now, if he would have swung back and hit her, how's people gonna look at him?
They would
like he just had boiling water on his face. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's not. They're not looking at what she did. They looking at how he reacted and what he did to her.
Right. And I thought about that, and then I also thought about in the moment of, if he wanted to go and tell somebody, yo, XYZ happened, and that really pissed me off, like, and you really just express how you feel, what that would have made him feel, like how that goes across when you're talking to friends, how that goes across when you're talking to people. And like you said too, a lot of men have responded and said that their issue is somebody's gonna throw it back in their face. And I was curious on when it's throwing back in your face. When you hear throwing back in your face, it's kind of like if you tell me you grew up poor, you didn't have anything, and then one day we have an issue later on in our relationship, and I look back at you and say, that's why you ain't never had shit. You know, that's throwing it back in your face.
Correct.
But if you're talking to me right now and you're like, I'm angry because the ball went this way, and I go, this is what we're talking about. You're getting angry about this ball, but let's go back to this conversation here. This happened this time and you didn't get angry that day. Is that throwing it back in your face, or is that using an example of the similar situations?
Right.
Because I've heard it both ways. Some people are like, when I tell you something, I don't want to ever hear it back. You can't even bring it back as an example.
Right. Of course.
Then there are others who are, I mean, I've seen people throw people's shit back in their face, like, bitch, that's why your mama gone. That's why you this gone. That's why, I mean, it's really a throw in your face. But
I mean, like, it's to the
moment.
point now where the integrity of men has dumbed down so bad. We can't just say women are doing that. Women do it, may do it at the majority because they know how to poke at the man's ego, even with, if they have to use the child as weaponize their point of view. But what I'm saying is, like, it's to the point where men are doing such things too. There's a lot of women that's doing a lot of things that's against their will, and they have to live with that. They don't know who they can vent to because they laying down with the same person who's mentally or physically abusing them, and they have to keep that in. And it's it. And I want y'all to understand, like, the mental health part. It weighs in on your social anxiety. It weighs in on your physical, your mental. Everything changes. Everything changes. Like Ian guys say, stress to take a young nigga, give him an old face, and it's exactly, it will age you so hard. But at the same time, you would space yourself out thinking that you're the only one that's really going through something in life. It was just so dramatic and traumatic to you, and everybody got that point in their life, and you know you got to get up off that the best way you can. But the best way to always do that is try going to sleep. Try talking to somebody, try to get around happy times, watch happy movies, take walks and exercise. It's certain things, and it's hell getting up out of that. But if you know anybody going through mental health, you should take your time, just say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Or how the kids, anything to just do that. It should be something that should be picked at, I think.
Can y'all define mental health for me? And I asked that question because it's different for everyone. Like, some people don't like to use the words trauma. Some people don't like to use the words bad situation. Some people don't like to own what happened to them sometime. But when you say mental health, it has such a stigma to it. They're like, I don't have mental health issues, depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
All of those things are there. We all have moments at some point, but just because you have a mental health moment does not mean you have a full-fledged disability. It makes you human.
Correct.
But what does that mean to y'all when you think of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, stress, strain, relationships, all of it? What does it mean to you?
The true definition I just gave you. It's a detriment to your physical, mental, and social health. It's the depression stage where you want to have isolation to find your situation through. I mean, that's not verbatim what it is, but that's honest what it is. Like, it's gonna affect you all around. You're gonna be able to see it in your face, your language, your tone, your everything, your appearance, period. Like, your efforts. If you're not triggered to do something that you feel as if there was a challenge or help you excel, you don't have a why in it. That's why some people say, why be here? That's when the suicidal things come in. That's when the mental depression, it really sinks in, where people getting called weird when you're not just asking them what's going on. So, like
seriously, I've told you this plenty of times, Chris. Like, I'm mentally tired, which had the rest of me tired. I could you look good, you physically fit. No, nigga, I am mentally tired today. You know what I mean? And like you said, it takes a toll on everything.
Right.
How you respond to people. Like, I don't even feel like cooking tonight. Like, not because I'm not hungry, I'm starving. But I'm so mentally drained, like, I'm just say fuck food today. Like, so mental health to me, like you said, it's not always a trauma and it's not always depression, but it's when things on you were just piling up to the point where you just have to cut everything off for a good hour or two.
Unplug.
Sometimes a week.
I mean, sometimes, but in the life that we live, bro, we got kids. I can't cut it off. For a
No,
week.
but I mean, like you gotta cut it off to his discretion. And what
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying,
like
but-
that, it gotta be scarce to who you giving that to, because your energy is scarce.
Which means I gotta go somewhere for an hour or two, regroup and come back, because I got two little people who literally depend on my survival.
Correct.
Mentally, physically, everything.
Correct. You
So,
gonna
I
muster up that energy there, bro.
I have to, but I have to get past this mental block that I'm going through.
That's real.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
I get in a rut all the time, and thankfully, it's never the week that I got my kids.
Yeah.
But I get like, man, job is stressing me. My dad ain't feeling well. My brother need help doing
Right.
this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody need a dad, and I'm like, nigga, I just want to watch TV for a
Yeah.
minute.
You can't give nobody half if you ain't whole. If you ain't whole.
We
So
got a
that's
lot of
why
different
I'll
things.
sit upstairs, cut on my music, won't even cut nothing on, and zone the fuck out for a minute.
And I'm-
Bring myself back.
Let me bring you back. Let me speak. I'm about to say, bring it back. Bring it back. Nah, but listen, you hear some people say before they go in the house, you got to sit in the car and just digress.
I got
Some people ride around the neighborhood twice before they park in the apartment.
before they get in their own driveway.
The driveway, yeah.
Before they get in their own driveway.
And that's they're warranted
Sometime
that.
ain't nobody
because-
home and I sit in
because
the
that's
driveway.
job number 2, though.
Right.
When you get home, that is job number 2.
right.
I need a few minutes before I go in here and punch this other clock.
So
you know
with,
what I
with that
mean?
with that being said, man, just
I can see
try
that.
your best to be nice to everybody, because everybody got some shit going on.
You never know the person
You
going
never
through.
know
what.
when somebody got something
They
going
are
on.
chiming in and giving a lot of different insights. I gave you a moment because you be getting on me about stopping you midway, but it's about 13 people at this point.
That's good.
Tamika,
You did good this time, Ollie.
it's only because it's men's mental health.
I see you
moments.
read my little inbox. Go ahead.
You ain't reading. No, don't even get me started if I shake yours up. So Tamika said, you have to change your scenery. You have to change your circle. Certain people, certain sceneries, certain things can bring you down. I do believe that energy is powerful. Tish said mental health, your mental status at the moment. Someone
That's a
from
good definition.
TikTok
No, that's a
said,
good definition.
yeah, it's your mental status for that moment at the moment.
I like
Someone
that.
from TikTok came in and said, you were right, Ian, about not feeling like you want to cook. Sometimes you've had a day so hard, you don't even feel like looking for what to order on DoorDash. You just
I mean, you
are
don't.
over it.
You don't.
K Dud said, man, go to therapy. That shit
Shouts out to
helps.
Dudley.
Dudley said, I am going back. We all need that listening, non-biased ear. That non-biased is a
That
power.
non-biased
Are they
is
non-biased though?
A lot of them are the non-biased.
I want to come back on the non-biased too, for real.
Are they though?
Baby, I didn't know that was you. That's just Terrence. Sorry. That's sorry, Pooh. I get excited for a moment. A lot of them are non-biased.
No, I'm just saying that they supposed to be.
That's
Whether or
good,
not.
but
Yeah.
Jamal said, why do words hurt so much? Maybe because most times it's the truth. It comes with the truth. Love is priceless, but people will pay for it. Mental health is mind control. Learn and teach mind control. Control yours. Control your thoughts is a better way of saying it.
correct.
That's,
I
That's still profound.
I agree.
That's
Yeah, I
big.
agree.
Control your thoughts, your mental state. You control your mental state because you control what you're thinking.
You try to.
You try to.
You try your hardest, but
Hey,
a lot of things in the outside world can influence your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Experiences with other people can influence your thoughts. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So like you said, control your thoughts to the best of your ability, but let's not act like we Superman and something can't just get in there and mess with your mental just a little bit. So, like K does say, if you got to go to therapy, talk to somebody.
Talk to
You gotta talk to somebody.
You gotta have, if you don't have somebody in your circle, whether it be family or friends, that you can be like, hey man, let me holler at you, and they sit there and listen. Like Tamika said, change your damn friends.
Change your
Right.
friends, change
But
your
that goes
friends,
back.
change
Like,
your
that's why I
circle.
said I want to touch back on that unbiased ear. And
Right.
that's so important, because some people that you'll call friends, whether it be male or females, they're gonna use that as a weapon. The
They
first
will.
time is a fallout, and that's what your therapist is for. That's somebody who can't judge you, somebody who's not going to the bar with you, somebody who's probably not gonna show up your baby shower. Somebody who's probably not gonna be at your 50th either.
Right.
Your birthday. But their job is to give you that ear and give you honest feedback on what your pattern of thought is and what your emotions are at the same time. So
And when you
it's
talk to that
supposed be there
person,
for a friend though.
right? But when you talk to that person, understand if this is your friend or not,
That's not
because your
saying that.
friend ain't gonna sugarcoat what you're going through. They're gonna give it to you real. Understand they only giving it to you real because they love you.
Right.
You got to be understand that too.
But some people rather have the lie. Some people rather have the salt than the sugar, bro. Well,
Now that's a true statement. That's not. I give you that. You can't talk to my sister. My sister's temporarily ignorant, right?
She's not
When you
temporary.
said she's full time ignorant. When you said going home is job number 2, She wrote, shit, I quit job number 2 as soon as I walk in the door.
Nah, I can't.
Leslie said, my sister Leslie said, walking helps me. Now, she ain't lying. She got us all walking. It helps. It's time to get outside and connect with God. That's the God's honest truth. That's that one time where I take moments and walk. And I'm wondering, for a man, when you have those moments, like sometimes a man is worked up, he's upset, he's tired, he's frustrated, he's pissed, and they go take that walk and that time to walk away. Biggest mistake I've heard growing up, I've always known this: don't ever walk behind them. Let them have that moment. But until I started walking myself, I didn't realize when you walk and you get that quiet time,
Release.
it releases everything. It's a quiet moment, but you get to think, what does walking or working out, going to the gym, whatever, do for a man's mental?
Oh, I love it.
It's a stress relief.
It's like all
It is.
the anger,
Honestly, it
I
is.
get to put it in the lifting weights to figure how strong I can really be. Like I take it as my mental being weak to pull out how physically strong I can be.
Right.
You know what I mean? For me,
Right.
that's what it does. Like, come on, my music. I don't know nobody in here. I can just work out. It helps my body and it helps my mental. When I leave the gym in the mornings, no matter how tired I am, I feel better. I'm ready to come to work now.
Right.
I literally hate missing the gym, not because I'm trying to be this hot nigga on the beach, because I didn't get my mental hour in. See, this
Right,
is
right.
see that right there is why you can't
Nah,
talk to niggas. That
that's
right
what-
there is what messes up niggas' mental. That right there is what messes up. See, hey,
What are
Hey,
some
we
things
cool.
y'all come up
We
with?
cool and
to,
all.
Hey, don't you control me.
we cool and all, but I slap the shit at you. We cool and all.
Don't you control me.
Hey, what are some things y'all do out there to relieve stress?
There's a few
And
people.
I go also with N on the exercise. Like when you're consistent, it's just like honestly getting up in the morning, feel as if though you got an edge of somebody. Feel as if though you already up before half of the world. You get to get everything off. Half your day is already finished, and it just keep you aligned with everything. Like if you working out,
See y'all.
you don't want to really go eat that burger. It just puts everything in order.
I
It's
don't-
more
not today.
discipline.
Not today.
And then you don't have time for the BS.
Not
And you're
today.
willing to
I see
take
what you're
on. You're willing to take on anything you consider BS because you just took your body and your mind through hell.
Right.
And pushing your mind and
Right.
exercise when you think you only got 5 more in you, and you go
and you get to that 6,
9,
and you get
or
to that number 6.
7. Yes,
It's like, oh yeah.
you push yourself. So
wonderful.
every day, like I think exercise, it's exercise for me.
Like I never understood. Hold on, Chris. I know you about to read that, but I never understood military cats. And they be like, yo, we do more before 6 a.m. before niggas do before they even get up.
right. It's
You
true.
definitely got an edge on me.
It's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? And I understand it now
It's true.
because I've started my day. I've put in my miles. My body, my mental and physical are ready to challenge this day.
Proper
Before
sleep too,
challenging.
bro. Proper sleep. I know you get your rest. Like
Good
nigga,
God.
y'all
I called
Seriously.
bro like 8
Yeah,
o'clock one night. He's like,
Whole
what do you
house
want at
gotta
this
shut
hour?
down.
Listen,
I'm like, this hour?
Everybody
Bruh.
been like, we tried to call the
The
whole
game
house
ain't
go to
even
bed
on.
at 9
The
o'clock.
game ain't even
man.
start yet.
What do you
Like,
mean
listen.
at this hour?
9
That was
o'clock.
a Saturday too.
There's a lot that's come
Listen.
in. Terrence said, even therapy, everybody's talking about therapy. Even therapy requires commitment.
Yes,
and
it
that's
does.
a big one.
does.
Consistency is huge. D Rich checked in and Timmy Tim checked in. D Rich said, you got to check your subconscious. You attract what you believe. So you have to watch what you're feeding yourself mentally as well. If you want healthy living, you got to think healthy living. You
All
got to
day.
train yourself, bring it back. And your mind's going to naturally go, but you got to intentionally bring it back. Timmy Tim said, understanding how a mind works and understanding how programming happens. Subconscious programming
Mhm.
is where it is. So that's also where the other comments were coming
Shouts
in
out
saying,
Timmy Tim.
watch what's coming to you, watch what you're reading, watch what you, I go through TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Sometime I unfriend a lot of stuff. And then I go in and friend Bible quotes and healthy things so that when I go through my timeline, my algorithm, I'm being filled with
That's-
stuff that's good
correct,
that's in there.
correct.
I don't want that other stuff coming up in
I
there.
skip the nonsense. I don't want to get, like you said, I don't want to stuck in my algorithm.
Cleanliness. This is you too. Your sister got you on this one. Keeping your space clean.
Yeah.
'Cause you keep
A
your
clutter space
clean.
is clutter mind.
Space is
Trust
clutter
me,
mine.
I know when I clean up, it seems like I'm free mentally.
Listen, and he right.
That's
because
subconscious.
That's subconscious. You clean
But-
up, you feel better.
But that was programmed in me. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. My dad was in the military. My mother Saturday morning, people like we clean every Saturday. My mom was not playing.
about that
No.
cleaning.
We
I'm
all were, but when
I'm-
I was the one that got to my own, and I just started living my own.
Mm-mm.
But some people do that.
Not me. like I said, it was programmed into me so much.
was.
Not every day. I just don't do it as often. It was
Nigga,
it was
Nah,
110
he-
at mom
he
house.
make you run with it every day, like
Nah.
you, and it does. But I will,
And-
honest to God, truth, it will make your world better. Reggie said, "Mental health is real," and this one I want to read because this one I want to sit on for a minute.
From who?
From Reggie Tucker. I definitely know I need therapy. I just haven't done anything about it.
Well, taking that first step, first of all, taking the first step to admit I need it, you've already done something about it.
Absolutely.
Personally, that's how I feel. You've already done something about it. Now, the issue I think you might have is find somebody that you can trust with your
Ooh,
deepest
I
inner
like that.
thoughts. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can go talk. There's plenty of therapists out here, but which one do you feel that you can trust with your deepest inner thoughts, secrets, lifestyle? That's where the issue comes in. That's why a lot of people don't go to therapy.
And
They don't know if
agree
I can
on that one.
trust this motherfucker. Excuse my language.
That, but you also, like you said, therapy shopping is just like doctor
Therapy?
shopping is therapy shopping. It's just like doctor shopping. I don't want to say therapy selecting, but therapist shopping is like when you shop for a couch, when you shop for a house, when you shop for different things. You have to find what fits you because not all therapists are one session fits all.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I never
These
thought
are
about that.
still
That's very
people.
important.
So if you walk in there and you want to talk about how you're stressing at home and your marriage is this and your kids are that and you grew up this way and you walk in there with a woman who was abused by a man who had a divorce situation and all
Right.
men ain't nothing, that whole time she gonna be telling you it's your fault. But if you walk in there, like you said, with a non-bias or someone who understands and they come to you different, they're going to make you get a holistic view of things and make you really do the inner work and focus. So you open up your ear gates to hear somebody. You got to make sure you're selective of who you open up to.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's the hard part. Trying to find a therapist is trying to find a needle in a haystack. I don't know this person from a can of paint, and I have to trust them with being able to sit down and tell them what's going on with me.
Right. But what I'm saying is, imagine a therapist. Imagine somebody you think is a friend.
That's
That's probably 5 of those friends.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
when it spreaded it, and people know how to come and attack and approach you
And
now.
how to, yeah,
Like so, my
That's-
whole thing is
that's-
like the
that's a lot of
a
shit, bro.
genuine relationship, to somebody you can vent to and don't have to worry about that information being leaked or you being
Right.
patronized for how you
I see what you mean.
feel about something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like you shouldn't have to feel that way. If you got a friend, you should be able to vent in that, and that should just stay right there.
But people are human and you got to know what human to go to. Like in a female friend group, you know who to talk to about what when. And then you know when you just need to go to God and keep it to yourself. And sometimes there's a life lessons you learn. Tamika came in. This is so funny. This ain't funny, but it's serious. Tamika
Hello.
said, I had a really, all caps, really good sister say some powerful words to me this past Sunday. I needed that conversation. I needed that push. I needed to hear exactly what she said. And she said nothing but, let me push this down for one moment, nothing but the truth. I was in my feelings, spaced out before speaking to her. That's a friend. That's a safe space. You're welcome. I remember that conversation.
Oh, she was talking about you?
She was, but it was a random conversation. I called her, checked on her because I saw something that she posted.
Tamika will call and check on you. Shouts out to Tamika for
Tamika
real.
will call and check on you
Tamika
in
will
a
call, and that's
minute.
so. And I needed that call the other day. She called. Like honestly, that's what friends and family
Yeah,
are supposed to
trying
do.
to
So
tell you.
like my thing,
Recognize it in
but
you.
it's to the point now where
Pray as well. That's a
social
good one.
media have got you thinking that because you got 5,000 friends that you got 5,000 friends.
You
Nah.
don't have 5,000 friends.
So,
You
like-
got 5,000 people on social media.
Exactly. So my thing is like out of those 5 friends, you was just looking for that 1% that's really actually, you know, those
Down,
5,000.
down,
Like,
down.
yeah, because like at the same
It's just
time,
that
like
1%.
who's coming to get you? Who's gonna go pick your kid up from school? Who's gonna sit there and when it really matters? And you know,
Mhm.
it's not always about monetary, just the feeling of relief, the feeling of security, the feeling of a bridge, the feeling of an outlet, the feeling of an alliance. You understand? Like that's
All
what
day.
it's supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be squad. Like I don't know. I just think people play with stuff too much.
And
I
I,
like
Chris,
what-
I know. Oh, I mean, my
Go
bad.
ahead, no.
I know you said we talking about men's mental health, but ladies, we ain't forgetting about y'all either because y'all go through a lot of shit too. Women's mental health is just as important.
It is. And I
course.
women
Like we
have
we,
a
we
lot of
brought up Dro and
situations.
T. That's why we went to the
I
men's
thought we didn't go
department.
to gender. I
We-
just
we
I thought
went
I left
to-
it abroad.
We went to men on purpose because
Yeah.
I feel as women are more easily, we're going to go to our friend groups. We're going to go do women are not as not hell bent on going to therapy and doing those different things. With men are more internal. The biggest lie men always tell is I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good, bro.
I'm good.
How's bro? Bro said he's straight. Did you ask bro how he
And-
was doing?
And the thing about it
Yeah, he
is,
said he was straight.
the thing about it is, to the man that told you he's good, he wasn't lying. To me, I'm good. If I tell you what's really going on, be like, nigga, you're not good. But to me, I'm good because I'm gonna figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So he's not telling you he's good just to get you off his back. To him, when he tell you that, I'm good because I'm gonna figure this out.
Like, believe it or not, in the chat today, and I'm stopping on it because we got so many I had to catch up. Most of the comments that have come from what do you do to relieve stress have honestly come from women. Lisa says she runs or she swims. She prays as well. And it's funny you say about praying because Mace was talking one day on the show, and one of the biggest things that he mentioned too was that that's the missing element for a lot of people right now.
What's that?
They've taken God out
Prayer.
of so much.
Yeah.
We do not know that the most non-biased, won't repeat what you said source that you can ever sit down and go to is God himself. He doesn't repeat what you said. He doesn't judge you for what you brought to him, and he loves you when you're done. And you can have the most honest conversation, but that is sometimes the last person we think to go to or we choose to go to. And that's not just for women, that's for men, that's for everybody.
Calling God when it go bad.
You call God when it goes bad, when you should call him when it starts.
I can't believe. Oh, Jesus.
Call him all the
when it
time.
when it get
Tamika
bad.
says she listens to gospel and cooks. Charlize says she just stay busy. Tish said that her favorite stress reliever is connecting with God in the Word. The Word says keep your mind stayed on the Lord, and he will keep you in perfect peace. She strives for peace when she is overwhelmed and stressed. That is huge.
It is.
It is, but
That's. Oh,
come on, it's the same
I don't want to
space.
sound
Talk now.
blasphemous, but that's not always easy to
You don't
do.
believe in Jesus?
You don't believe in Jesus.
Oh, see, he
But
said
you got
he
a
believe in
Jesus
You
piece.
got a Jesus piece. It's funny. I get slapped when I laugh and say y'all there trying to be fine. Carry
No,
on.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you talk to somebody, you want an instant response. So talking to God and going to God is the great thing to do. It's the great thing to tell people to do, but it ain't always the easiest thing to do.
That instant gratification. Not so much instant
And-
gratification. Sometimes you
I-
want to hear that tangible, that
You just want
moment.
to hear that, man.
I
Everything's
agree.
gonna be all right.
I agree.
What Chris say? A conversation with God, I always leave him speechless.
Right.
It's real.
I mean, it's the truth. But then again, if you listening, you'll get your response.
I just
But
think
again,
like
that's mentally you got to be at that space.
you got to get in that space.
Nah,
But
I agree
sometimes
with
your
you.
space get invaded. Your
Sometimes.
happy space can't get invaded
It can.
because it could get overwhelming, bro.
Right.
And then it's just the back.
Overwhelming.
That builds the anxiety. That builds procrastination. It just kills everything. Creativity. It builds you don't want to be out.
Now Tish gave a good
You feel
point,
me?
and she's right about this one. She said, I can understand that, Ian. She agrees with you because sometimes you do have that moment. But if you sit still, you will hear him.
That's what I'm saying. If you sit
talk
there and
to
listen, if you
You
sit
just
there and
gotta
listen,
have that moment. And what you're saying, and I agree with you, sometimes your brain is racing so fast.
it's like on my new gig. Remember, I was stressing like, man, I don't think I'm performing well. I gotta step it up. Had a meeting with my manager. Like, man, I think you're doing great. Like we put that own stress on ourselves sometimes where we don't need to.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, like, shouts out to T.O. One thing I get T.O. credit for, T.O. would take him a social media break.
All the time.
And I'm like, yo, why do you do that? He said, yo, I can't see it every day.
And he is not wrong.
He is not wrong.
He is not wrong, bro. He'll even come and see him and be like, nope, I can take another month off.
Yeah,
You know,
he'll come back.
He'll come back
Stay for a week.
and then be like,
Hey,
I'm
I'm going back on
I'm
vacation.
gone.
And
He'll be gone for another week.
for real. But my thing is like, that's why I think it's just a false fairy tale. It's fool's gold
I
on
think
all platforms.
we glorify
It's
social
instant
media
gratification.
too much, but I will tell you this: we speed past the God conversation so fast, it's unbelievable. And I say that because it's coming up in the comments here. So one day I was sitting and the ladies were having talk. This is why I say ladies are easier talking about mental health stuff. I had a friend having a whole moment, and I told her I go to God about everything. She was
Right.
like, even when you wrong, even when I'm wrong.
Especially when you need to go.
Listen, and I'm being honest, being straight vulnerable right now. It could be fornication. It could be something that I said. It could be my attitude. I cuss somebody out. I go to God about
Ooh,
everything.
You go to God a lot, huh?
I do. I stay in prayer.
You go to God a lot, huh?
Every freaking night and every freaking day. But the reason why I told her that was she said, you tell God all that? I said, I do. And she said, why?
Ain't like he don't
I
already
said,
know.
ain't like he don't already know. And so I tell him everything from relationships to attitudes to thoughts. And I'm gonna tell you something else somebody taught me. The devil can't read your mind because he's not almighty and all knowing like God. He knows what you put out. So you gotta
Right.
watch what you put out. Like today, I didn't say this Wednesday was Wednesday because I ain't giving him that. It was a good Wednesday, even if it wasn't great, but it was good.
Nah, man. Every time you can wake up, put your feet on the ground, it's a
It's
good
a
day.
good day. You say that every morning. When we talk, I say, how you feeling? You said, God saw fit to wake me up.
So I'm having a good
so
day.
I'm having a good day. And but
'Cause-
that's again goes by what you surround yourself with. When the
You gotta
first
think
voice
about
you hear
that,
in the
though, Chris.
morning is that conversation, it hits different.
Nah, because you got to think about it. Somebody didn't wake up this morning.
Somebody didn't wake
Somewhere
up.
on this world, somebody didn't wake up
And the
this
sad
morning.
thing is, a few people didn't wake up on their birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Day.
every day that God see fit to wake me up is a good day. I don't
Right.
care what the day has in store, how bad it's about to be. He saw fit to wake me up and give me another chance at this thing called life.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw the other day online, and I've done it for the past 3-4 days, and it has been life changing for me.
Oh yeah,
In the house.
it's on social media.
No, I don't think it was social media. I saw it. To be honest with
We
you.
just trying to see if you took a break or not. Go ahead.
No, I ain't taking no break though. But I mean, you could ask me that. I told you that. No, but it said play, and it might have been a book I was listening to, honestly. But it said play gospel music or praise and worship music in your house. Like just let it play. So I did that. You don't have to have it playing loud. Just have it play. So when you get quiet, you hear that. So this week on like volume 2, I've let gospel music just play on Alexa, right? So I could be sitting in the house and the whole house get quiet. And all I hear is, you thought I was worth saving, so you came and saved my life. You thought I was worth healing. And in that quiet moment, before that mind can take off running, that gospel done grab me just that fast. And it makes a difference. And
It
so
helps
a
your
lot of the
mental.
comments we're getting on here that are saying, guard your ear gates, watch what you think, watch what you listen to, watch people around you.
Watch what you speak upon.
Watch
like I
what you
said,
speak upon.
Your tongue.
Is major. Question I want to ask, especially since we got so many people coming in, men chime
Appreciate
in.
everybody
all the way
tuning in
live.
tonight, man. It's a great topic.
Right.
What can women do? Mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, everybody, to better support their men with their mental health? Because I'm
Oh,
watching
this
it
is
with
only an
our
hour
son.
show.
Yeah, listen, we're already 40 minutes in.
Well, but it's a great question because a lot of us got boys, and you can start to see when your boy is coming up. Oh boy, how I'm gonna handle this?
What Bernie say?
Oh, here they go. Here they
Don't
go.
park the car there. Turn left. No, man. Seriously, try your hardest, because what I'm about to say is very, very hard. Try your hardest to be like the Lord, to be like God, and just listen. We don't need your rebuttal right now. If I say I need somebody to listen to me, just listen. Don't tell me, well, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should try that. Just listen. Let me get this up, because I'm coming to you because I think you are a safe place. Just
Right.
listen.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, that goes for anybody.
Yeah,
Men,
I was
women.
about to say that goes for anybody. Back to
Yeah.
the friend.
Just
part.
listen. That's how I think.
But your woman or your spouse, they're supposed to be.
Listen, if you can't go to your woman, if you can't go to your significant other, man, woman, friend,
right,
that ain't supposed to be your person.
right,
I'm just-
right,
That's true.
Listen,
right.
I'm not saying if something happens at 1:00, you go to them at 1:10. But if you can't go to them at all about the situation,
Nah,
that ain't your person.
I
That's
call
person.
immediately.
I mean, that's cool, and that's
That's
cool. You should feel like you can be able to call me,
I
but
do.
sometimes you want to just calm down before I tell you. Let me calm down, so when I bring it to you, you understand. I just need somebody to
that's-
listen.
And sometimes when you bring it to them, they're able to calm you down.
They're able to calm you down.
Like,
But
so-
if you feel you can't bring it to that person, that ain't your person.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody should have the outlet, because that's how we make the ill-advised decisions. That's why the suicide rate is up, because we feel as if though there is nobody that can vent to. We're gonna be picked at, we're gonna be bullied, or we're gonna be shunned out.
Right.
My thing is like,
They're gonna use this against me later.
right,
Yeah.
and you attacking a man's ego, like you pretty much won once you got his nuts. So like, why? Some people say why not? Why be here? Why be here? And a conversation. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
You know, imagine calling somebody who's about to jump off the bridge. You just heard some of their voice and they just calmed down. You didn't
Hey
know.
man, I was thinking about you. What you up to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple, bro.
Yeah, like I said, man, get in a nice setting. A walk in the park. Sit in the park by yourself, man. You like to sit in your porch, handle your business, do that. If you got to sit in your truck, your car, in front of your house, do that. If you got to go get yourself a libation on lunch, do that. But you got to find
This one
that.
though, don't get too heavy with it.
No, you know, you don't give
That
you
bitch
one. They don't
music.
give you one.
Just kidding.
But
Just kidding.
No, don't
it's
do
all
that.
about the happy place, man. Like I said, like
Use
you
your
never
PTO.
know what the
Call
next
out.
person is going
Listen.
through, man. So don't try your
Oh,
best
oh,
to be.
oh.
Try your best to be less of a butthole, man.
Time
Like,
out.
really.
Technical
Oh,
file.
no.
What
'Cause
happened?
that was gold. Listen,
What
listen,
you
listen. This one, she mumbled under her breath. She said, "Use your PTO, nigga." No,
Use
say
your
that
P-
loud.
Use
Them damn hours.
P-
That job will be there tomorrow.
Oh,
Prepare the others, cause nigga, I'm not showing up today. That was gold. Do you hear me? Use that PTO.
you better
Yeah.
use it.
Use
You
that damn
better use
PTO.
it.
Trust me,
I
I
ain't
don't
coming
save
today.
it. Like, nah. I know
what
you
you
gotta
got
save
going
it.
on?
Get to
Nothing. I just want to be in the bed
Nigga,
today
you
and
know.
chill.
and then when you take the day off, don't tell nobody. Let
You
them
told me
think
that
you
one
at
time.
work.
Since you been saying that for years,
Listen,
he got me
let
on
them
it.
think you at work. You can
I
enjoy
don't
your
tell
day. You
nobody.
take your day off, and if you just want to take a drive from here to Eastover or to Charlotte,
I'ma
just
get
to
on that, Teresa.
drive.
I heard you.
Don't tell a single soul you was off and then show back up at 5 o'clock like you was at work all day. What they
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah.
What they gonna do? Now tell one person, just in case something go bad, they gotta know how to find you. But other than that, don't tell nobody. Take that time for
Yeah, Tish, you been
yourself.
preaching that. He made me listen to it, but you've been preaching that. Tish been like, why you told him you was off? Take the
Nigga,
kids.
don't tell nobody.
And I be
Real.
like, but
I don't
I'm
tell
off.
nobody.
Not no more. I
Real.
just sit here and don't tell.
Because it's
By
not
the
a party.
time they
It's
find
not
out,
a party.
And don't go nowhere where you might run into somebody you might know.
whoa! By the time they find out here,
I gotta go out
baby,
to-
you
I
off
gotta go get
for
the
2
food.
days. I ain't said nothing.
Nah, nigga, I'm going to eat on Harbison. I'm not gonna eat off of 2 nights today. No, I might run into
Yo.
somebody on their lunch break.
And that's
Nah.
the thing. A drive, a nice drive, always calms me too, bro. I
Every
might get
time.
on 77 and
Go
go
see
to
something you ain't know was
to
there.
Richburg and
I'm
turn
trying to
around,
say.
bro.
Come
She
back.
said,
No radio.
I've been on do not disturb for 2 days.
What I'm talking about.
Teresa made a comment. Now, Teresa, I heard what you said. You said that a lot of times men don't talk enough, that you always say communication is key. And I will tell you what the last 4 years of my life have taught me. Everybody doesn't communicate with words. The communication comes in other ways. They can communicate with their body language. It can be music. Their habits can change. When you stop and listen, sometimes you're not going to hear words, but sometimes when you stop and listen, you'll be able to hear everything that you need to know. And like he said, sometimes it's the moment to stay quiet. Sometimes I know one day I got quiet because I was frustrated because I was aggravated by a conversation. And I said to myself, God, this can't be what
be
you
life.
had for me. This can't be what you meant. And God said, when you have a person that has your heart has your ear, a person whose heart, who you have their heart, you have their ear, you have to watch what you're saying. And I had to immediately check myself because sometimes God will send you in a place to be the light and you will adapt to that dark and you're not supposed to. But you can be the light with not always having to be the voice, the force, the direction. Sometimes your light can just be your presence. And I had to learn that. Again, it took me a long time because I'm almost 40, but I got it. But communication is not always verbal.
You learn something new every day.
And you learn something new every day.
Right.
And you also got to pay attention to this. When somebody's checking on you, answer the question that they asked you. If Hurt called me and say, bro, how you doing? He's not asking me what's going on at work. He's not asking me, did you eat today? He's like, bro, how are you doing? Because if I say, man, work is stressing me, my daughter got a cold, my son acting up, yeah, I hear you. But how are you doing?
Oh,
Word.
yeah.
You
Now
have
that's
to answer the question that they asked you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I get you want to tell me about your day, but how are you doing?
That's a real
Tell me
question.
how you're doing, and then we can get to why you're doing like that.
Right.
But I'm asking you, how are you? I didn't ask you what was going on at work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
So
Right.
make sure if somebody's coming to you, asking you how you doing, they're genuinely concerned. Answer that question. Because maybe something they had a dream or they had a feeling that something wasn't right with you. You got to ease their mind too.
Again, try your best to be less of an a-hole.
I'm trying, man. It's hard.
Everybody's day will go a little smoother.
I'm trying.
For real. You
I'm
know, like
trying.
I mean, even down to road rage, even down to like, you know, like I got road rage.
Stop
too, bro.
right there.
I got road rage.
Even down to what? Say that one more time.
Ooh. You see, Look, I'm a self-aware guy. I know.
I got road rage.
I know my road rage is the worst.
Terrible.
It is, right? But I've ridden with you before. You be like, nigga, I done been around you because this stupid mother in the way.
That's why they say watch your people, because association
Listen,
brings
man.
assimilation. It got me cussing out stoplights.
First of all, there's no reason for a light to be red for 6 minutes.
Don't justify it.
There's no justification for that. There's no reason why we on the highway and the speed limit is 60 and you doing 40. And you had the nerve to be in the fast lane. Listen, you gonna be the one to cause an accident, not the cat that's doing 80. It's the nigga doing 40. Get out my way.
But see, you need. That's when you need to call somebody, bro. I'm messing with you.
I'd have been
But
on the phone
like-
with you and you done yelled at
But yeah, but think about it. That's the anxiety. That's the invisible devil. That's
It is.
that energy that you just passed
But
off.
see, and that's another thing, bro. I've actually sat there and checked myself, like, you know what? God got me behind this slow motherfucker for a reason. There's something up there that he didn't want me to run into. So he put me right here for this moment. Part of my mental health of me
So
growing.
you better than me. I figured that out when I get to the house.
Nah,
I thought I got pulled
sometimes
over.
I be like, you know what? God got me for a reason. I gotta calm down. Because where I'm going, I can't go in there with this attitude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I gotta calm myself
That's
down.
what I'm saying. I'm
right
usually pulled over like that. That's why. So you said, let me stop before I get pulled over.
let me calm down for a
I'm
minute.
pulled over. I'm pulling the front on. What you doing? Get off the road. I don't care about student in training.
You know,
One of the most
I don't
healthiest
care.
things in the world you can see is a person genuinely laughing.
Oh.
And I tell you this all the time. A black man smiling is the most beautiful thing because sometimes you don't see it. You don't come across it. They got so much going, they don't do it often. But it's a conversation that we need to have more often because we see them as superheroes. Dad's a superhero. Your husband's a superhero. Your man's a superhero. Your son, you watch him do all these different things. Your granddad, all these uncles. Reality is they're still people.
Yeah, but you just hit on something too, because as grown up as men don't cry, men don't share feelings, men don't do this. That's another thing that's been programmed to us, and it fucks with your mental as you get older. Like, bro, I need somebody to fucking talk to right now. But I was told by the OGs, like, man, you better man the fuck up and get this shit done.
No, don't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's another part that messes with your mental. All that you've been raised to see, and then when you see something that go against what you was raised, like, man, that old punk, blase, you know what I'm saying? They not being a punk. That man is just in tune with himself and know how to get it off his chest. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it, I know programming and what you let come in, a lot of that stuff was put on you younger and you didn't let it. It was forced.
Embedded.
It was embedded into you.
From an unhealthy generation themselves. Like now that you're older,
But see-
the same ones that told you not to do it are the ones begging you to
See,
talk.
and now as I got older, I don't know if it was so unhealthy. Because when I bring my kids to their crib to play, what the first thing they do? Take the shoes off and put it in the corner.
I mean,
That's- I'm just saying.
your discipline, the way you raise
But
kids.
that's
is
how. But
outstanding.
that's what was embedded in me. That's what I'm saying. It's not like I woke up one day like I'm gonna be an asshole to my kids. No, when you go to somebody's crib, you treat their crib like it's yours. You show them that respect. That's embedded in people,
Right.
and that's just the same thing as embedded. Man, boys don't cry. Like sometimes I be getting like my son will fall and hit his knee. I'm like, get. You know what he did? Just scrape his knee. Let me let him cry for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I was told boys don't cry,
Right.
I gotta let him cry for a minute because man, he did just fall and hit his damn knee.
Right.
You
And
know what
some
I'm
of the
saying?
stuff they embedded in us was good because I feel like the reason we are who we are is because of how we were raised. But other things that were embedded in us are not so good. Like I can say as a parent, sometimes I realize now, hey, that day she went off on me, she was frustrated at work. It had nothing to do with me. Why? Because sometimes my kids might catch it and it's because I'm frustrated. It ain't like they really did. I mean, they about to done something, but not nothing that should have took
That
me off
warranted
that
that, right.
bad. And so now, but as a child, I internalized that. So sometimes you passing on what you think is tradition and it's not. You're realizing that your parents were human. It took me until I was in my 30s to realize the same people that raised us that we thought knew everything and had all the money and all the freedom were having friendship issues, relationship issues, getting rolled up at work. We're dealing with all kinds of situations. We're wondering about bills. They were the same way we are. They were human.
But they didn't let you see it.
They didn't let you see it, but I wonder how healthy that was sometimes.
It was good because now people are putting it all on social media and people who don't
Right.
have no insight of their life or their feelings
Ain't got too
is
popped
able
to
to
piss
judge.
in.
And that judgment from somebody in Utah is messed with you here in Columbia.
But you
You
also
don't even
have
know that person.
You also
You
have
also have the prayer
children
warriors. You
who
also have
don't know how to get through certain situations because they never saw that. Like you think that marriage was supposed to stay together because your parents never argued in every situation, but every time they sent you outside, she turned around and was like, yo ass, get on my nerves.
Yeah,
But you don't know that the same arguments and debates that you having in your house didn't make your marriage worse than your parents.
right.
It made it the same. You just didn't see that they went
You
through
just
it.
didn't handle it the way they handled it.
Right. Now
But
show
that's
me
what
the
bro. That's
roadmap.
what bro is saying. Bro is saying like I was molded this way, so I'm putting it in this way. It's sometimes where I have a disagreement with my wife. She had to just check me like, yo, not right. Don't do
Boy,
that.
should definitely
Right.
Don't talk to me like that in front of them. And I gotta check myself, like, you know, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely
Because
correct.
I don't want them going through thinking that they gotta sit here
Like
and
this,
fuss at a woman.
right?
That's not the way that you're supposed to do it. And I'm talking about just no, I don't even feel like doing it because I'm frustrated or something else. And then she just asked me a question. I feel like it just compounded, and she just checks me right then and there. So my whole thing is like, you need that because sometimes you can just let so little just weigh so much on you. So
Yeah,
my
just-
thing is like, who's gonna check? Who I mean, you gotta be checked.
I
You
do
gotta have people
believe.
that can check
Tell
you.
us the
You gotta have people
destination.
check you.
Tell me I got to get to Decker from Blythewood.
The way you're raised.
But let me know the roadmap. When you go this way, you're gonna see like ways. You're gonna see potholes, a car stopped on the road. I think that sometimes they didn't. Some things we didn't
Listen,
need to
man.
know, but I do believe you should have showed us some stuff. Like I watched growing up. I watched when bills were piled up and situations happened. But as an adult, if life gets hard, because I saw that and I saw them strump through it, I ain't jumping out no window because my bills are backed up or this and this happened, because there's nothing that you can't have taken away that you can't get back. I know that there's a other side of things. Some people don't know that because they don't see it. So I do agree some stuff that was embedded in me, I thank God for. But then there are other things that generational moments I need to change from. Like one day we were at Subway about 6 years ago, and we walked in and I looked at Ayana. God, my daughter will tell you, and I'm so sorry. I looked at Ayana, and the first thing I said was, don't come in here ordering all this shit. Now get this and this and this, because I ain't got this and that. And I was going off. And the first thing I said to myself, I could hear the Holy Spirit in my ear telling me, if you couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have brought her.
You shouldn't have walked in here.
And I stopped.
That's another thing.
And it clicked. Why did we, when we were little, we walk in and she like, let me order all that shit, get a burger fry. If you couldn't afford it, you should have came in. And it dawned on me,
But
I had a poverty mind because I had it to pay.
that was embedded in you. That's like
It's
when you go to the
embedded in me.
when you go to the
off.
store. Like a lot of this mental health that we talk about is shit that we were brought up on.
We
Right.
Like
were.
when we go to the store, don't touch nothing, don't look in there, don't
That's
ask for
real.
nothing.
That's
Well,
right.
if I didn't want my kid to ask for a candy bar, I shouldn't bring him down the candy aisle.
No, that's different. When they
No.
start barking at the kid or popping the
That's
kid for asking.
But some stuff that they told us back then was because of they didn't have it like that. But
Right.
we're passing it on thinking that we're doing right parenting. We're not. It's just like when you asked me one
I mean,
time.
we can't just base it there because we can say the same thing with eating disorders too. So my whole thing is like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to break away from that at your well-being
You
and
gotta
what
get your
fits your
mental-
mental.
You
You're
got
right.
to get
You
your
got-
that's
mental
what I'm
in
saying.
order. You can't always fuss at them. Like they asked me one time, what was it, syrup or something I put in the refrigerator? You were like, why do you want it cold? I did it because my grandma and them did it, but they did it because growing up in the projects is how you kept sugar ants and stuff out your stuff. You put in the ice box or whatever in the refrigerator.
Oh, is that why y'all do
That's
that?
why they did. So I
Right.
copied them.
Baking soda in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
everything, bro.
It's why you copy it,
I-
but it's not. I don't have to do that. I don't have that issue. So I started to think back at when she went in the store and she went off on us with it. It was her frustration. I ain't got it. Don't damn ask. Well, I do have it,
We got the
and you don't have to be ashamed to ask. And if I brought you to Subway and said get dinner, then nigga get your sub. Like some stuff we don't
Right.
have to do.
I mean,
And but that
we don't have
also
to do. But I mean, going back to mental health, we do
We
do have to do certain things. Like another thing to relieve that and to break tradition. Sometimes you just got to go out on a whim. Sometimes it's just a challenge. Sometimes you got to do something. It may not seem right or be like the old way of having as much fun, but it may be better. I honestly, like the
No.
first time I tried to cook greens with turkey bacon, man, you talk about overseasoned. Turkey bacon had no flavor. You understand what I'm saying? And I said, I understand what pork does, but I understood what the salt.
right.
I tried to add the salt in artificially with artificial salt when it's a natural substance that's sitting here and seeping into the juices of the
Already
greens.
there.
And I just realized, okay, well, if I don't want to eat pork and I want greens, I ain't gonna eat turkey bacon and no damn greens.
Right.
But I still got my greens. But that new thing, I don't worry about such things like high cholesterol and all that stuff. Do I miss the taste? Somewhat, but you go get smoked turkey leg and you put in there, you get,
Smoked turkey.
yeah, but I tried turkey bacon. It was like nothing. It was just rubbing greens, bro. But to try something new,
Try
that's just a
something new
metaphor
is true.
when
That's a
you
huge
gotta get
thing to do.
challenged. When you're not challenging yourself, you're not gonna grow, which means you're gonna go back to the same thing that you know, which may be that depressive state, that depressive surrounding. That's depressive
agree.
group. So when you're trying something new, sometimes you got to sit by yourself. And sitting by yourself, honestly, is hint what we said earlier, sitting with God.
I agree.
If you ever see me by myself and I'm laughing, I'm talking to God. I
That's
swear
true.
to God.
all the time.
And I say this to everyone all the time. We have to remember that just like we can pass generational wealth, you can also pass generational mental health situations.
Curses. You can press.
You can pass curses. That's how they are generational. An anxious parent will make anxious children. If you sitting here battling with it, you're passing it to your kids. So the biggest thing that I challenge our generation to do, as women, as mothers, as wives, as sisters, as daughters, as everything, just as we are responsible for us, we're also responsible for the men around us. Just like the men around us are responsible for themselves, they're responsible for us. At some point, we have to watch and check ourselves what we're passing to our kids. Something has to be broken out of us so that we don't pass it to these children. And one of them is stop telling boys they can't cry.
Right.
Stop acting like that man is a superhero, that's superhuman, and don't have his moments. Talk to him. And if he don't want to talk, which I'm learning, and it took me 39 years to learn, you can't force him to talk, but you can shut up. But you can't pray for him.
I'm just
Lay your hand on him, pray over him, pray over yourself, pray over your family, get in your house, because sometimes that one person in that house that got that energy is like a cancer.
It is.
And it will get through your entire house.
Hey,
You
man,
gotta
and
you
research
get fed up
that
on that.
stuff.
And another thing, man, in these relationships within your home, just because you're the loudest doesn't necessarily mean you're right.
does not
And
mean
when
you're
you're
right.
trying to be loud, people have it's inevitable in the human nature that they're, in order to be heard, they have to raise their level. So when people say I'm going to match that energy, that means so much on so many different levels. So just because you're the loudest, I had to learn that as well too, doesn't necessarily mean you're right. Just because you have the longest conversation doesn't necessarily mean you're right either. It's about communication.
For one, silence is louder than you think.
Right. That's true too.
If somebody's telling you, trying to go off on you, and you just sitting there looking at them like they stupid, that's gonna frustrate them even more.
Right.
So
Right.
silence is louder than you think. And going back to what you said a minute ago, Hurt, don't let tradition mess up your children.
I agree.
And I say that because just movie reference, Coming to America, it was tradition. He couldn't marry. He had to marry this girl that we already picked for you.
Right.
That man was gonna be depressed for the rest of his life if you follow the tradition.
Right.
You have to break traditions in order for your kids to grow and to be well off. Not all traditions are great. Not everything that's embedded in us is great.
Because I'm
So-
not hopping on no one leg and barking like no dog.
No, all traditions aren't for everybody.
It's not for everybody. It's just not. And for your mental to get better, realize what's good for you and yours.
I agree.
Don't just do it because that's the way they did it back then. That does not mean that shit was right.
Send a text. We're challenging everybody who's tuned in tonight. Pick 10 people at random. Just go through your phone. Pick 10 people.
10.
And just ask,
Just 10
how are you
people.
doing? Just checking in on you. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Is everything good? Is everything good with you? If you can't text them, inbox them.
I text my
I'm DMing all y'all.
I'm saying I text my boys all the time, every 2 weeks. Hey man, just checking in. How's your
Right.
mental? How's your physical? Just real
Right.
quick. I ain't talked to you boys in a couple days, man. How are you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And 1 or 2 times niggas won't reply in the group. They reply just to me and be like, yo, this happened yesterday, man. I'm gonna come have a drink with you later. I'm gonna be
Right.
here all goddamn day. Like I was going to the gym, but now I'm gonna be here all day. Just know who you can talk to.
Tish, do we get a text messages every 2 weeks too?
No, y'all don't. You're just trying to top bro. God.
I'm talking about
Next
we
thing
don't get one
Tish
from
but we
him.
get one every
Me and
week.
Tish don't. They said we text each other. You don't text us every 2 weeks and be like, "How you
He
doing?"
said his homeboys.
Did we not say this was black men mental health?
Y'all said we're not doing gender. We focusing on
Jesus.
women too,
But you
didn't
see,
you?
just see how quick you turn around to make it about
Ooh,
you.
Look how he took them words back. Don't worry about it.
I
Had
wanted
to make it
ask a
about you.
question, but it was off.
Thank you, Tish.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was thinking the same thing. He don't text us every 2 weeks and be like, "How you doing? How you physical?"
It's off subject though.
Well,
Oh, here hurt go.
No, I really want to know this.
Tish says she has not gotten a text. I can't say that because I did get text, but they just don't be like every 2 week group check like they do there. Go on with your subject.
No, I mean, it's
you ask
not,
off camera.
it's not in the realm of mental health. Honestly, it's just something that it's a good question. I just really want to know.
Well, we know that.
Do you want to know? You want me to tell you? Do you want to know? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tasha.
Listen, man.
Yes,
Mental
now
health
we wanna
is
Sorry.
no, you good. You good. Mental health, as we've been saying all night, is just as important as your physical health.
Yes.
We know y'all
Take
love
care of your
Tasha.
brain as much as you take care of your body. Please. Because once the brain is messed up, like the brain is so powerful, and this is just going off subject. The brain is so powerful though. People are hypochondriacs. They think they sick to where their body actually becomes sick.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take care of your mental. Just take care of your mental. Like Dudley said, if you got to talk to a therapist, talk to a therapist. Find that one friend or two friends in your group that you can
Be a
talk
friend.
to.
Be a friend to your friend.
We
Just
do.
be a listening ear if you have to, man. It's serious, especially for black men in this country.
We created a group chat. It's only 4 of us in it. It's 4. But we were all really good friends that came from the same area, the 29223 area.
Metro.
We don't talk every day. We're all in different places.
We grown. We ain't got time to talk.
And we don't have to talk every day. But every so often we go, how's your mental? And then everybody comes and gets through. Girl, I met this. I met my dad. I did this. I got that. Boy, I did that. Look at y'all. I saw your wedding. But we go in and then we stop. And then we come back in and we stop. But it's our way of checking on those that back in one day, like this was our core to talk to when you were dealing with stuff. And we still want to make sure that even though I'm not in your everyday, we all got our own circles and relationships and stuff now. Are you still good? So the check-ins do matter.
If you
Spill
need a
it.
friend, call me.
Yeah. Word.
I'm the nigga who just sit there and let you talk.
Word.
Ian, are you still there? I'm listening. I'm just sitting there. They be like, yo, you there? I'm listening to you.
And you
Word.
ain't lying about that.
I'll
That's
text
my
you on
favorite
random.
statement.
I'll text you on some random.
I'm just
Ian,
How you
what are
doing?
you reading? What are you doing? Where are you listening? Because that's how conversations are supposed to go.
Word.
I have to listen to what you're saying. You didn't ask me what do I think. You asked me, yo, can I tell you something? Talk.
You are a good
Get it off your
listener.
chest.
Now that's the God's honest truth.
And I mean, I just like plenty of people on the phone, like, yo, you still there? I'm listening, bro. Keep going. You want me to repeat everything you just said so you know that I'm listening?
Tish, I have tried to tell him that a million times, and he does not. I'm no longer going to ask. I just let him listen now. Because when I talk to y'all, I'll be like,
Hey,
hey,
you and Tish can't just like the world out here.
ooh, listen to him.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't
like,
get mad because
let's say
I
one of
got
y'all
my
little- let's say one of
I
y'all
got my
chat.
dog. This is listen. She told you to spill it, so you should be telling the story anyway. Not worried about how
Well,
I
the
brag
story
on
was a
my
question.
sister.
I said it was
But
off
then
subject.
ask your question.
It was off subject. They
So-
were like, oh.
Well, it's an hour in now.
I read on Facebook,
Oh, you was plugged in.
and I wanted to know. Now, this is a good question, honestly. At what age or when did you realize that going out played out?
When you say going out, because I mean,
I'm talking like 3 times, 4 times a month.
oh yeah, no.
When we got bills, and I mean real
I
bills.
don't know if it was the actual age, man. It just
I mean,
Just-
what
it
hit
just-
you to make you like, ugh?
Wasn't nothing out there for me.
no.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I don't remember when it was, but I remember it was a long time ago for me too. This is when y'all was popping,
Yeah,
Pitfall was popping,
yeah,
New Level Entertainment was popping,
yeah,
and 401
Yes.
Entertainment.
yeah.
Each
yeah.
one of y'all did something
401
on
Saturday.
on a different Saturday, and I was at all 4 of them. And I realized, nigga, I am seeing the same goddamn people every Saturday.
Same people.
I don't need to be here no more. I need to pick one.
Right,
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
right.
I had to stop being on the scene for what? For what?
Gosh,
And
that's true.
I'm not gonna say it was played out.
I'm gonna
I
talk
just
about that.
realized I didn't need to be there every single time.
Every single time.
I didn't need to be there every single
If you
time.
catch me out now as somebody,
Yeah.
I'm here because it's such and such birthday.
And now, if I'm at a club or at a party, it's somebody's birthday.
Right.
Because now I'm hitting I'm about to go grab a drink at this bar you want, and it's not gonna be a big bar. It's not gonna be a
Right.
well-known establishment.
Right,
Find me
right,
at the
right.
spot nobody knows about, Rose. Go have a drink or two.
I asked that question earlier today, and it was good feedback. But most of the guys said like 35, 40.
Right about there.
And it said,
Tasha, that's deep.
it's because you done been doing this since you were 21.
We was at 112 at 13.
I was going to say
And
no.
you see the
since
same people over and
I've
over,
been in
different
the club
outfits.
since I was a teenager.
Right.
You get tired.
And then like, what do you like? Honestly, like, yo, y'all
You
know me.
starting to fill out a place when you
what
in
am I
there.
trying
You
to
starting to fill out a place.
I
you
have been
starting
in
to fill out
clubs
a
and I'm like,
place.
I just don't belong
What the
here
fuck am
anymore.
I trying to prove here?
For real, bro. You
Trying to
like,
tell you.
yo, I'm not really trying to go pick nothing up at all.
That part.
I
I've never.
don't really care to go to the bar. I'm not trying to buy at the bar. I don't, like you want your VIP section just to have your space now.
Right.
You do.
But I hate getting the VIP section with that person wants everybody in the VIP section.
Mm.
And it's like, like nothing, like it's nothing doper than just coming to somebody's
You
house
just
with a
realize
6-pack, a bottle.
in the
and hoping that
clubs
somebody
when you
drops a
looking
fish.
around in the parties and you see the women and you see the men. And
Now,
again,
answer the question. What was the age for you going to that?
it I can't say what age it was. I
What
just
happened?
remember.
When you
I'm
got the-
trying to tell you what happened and what went
What
out, what day it was,
percentile
and
were
rock,
you
paper,
in?
scissors, and when it was, and the percentile. It was 75%.
Was it when they started charging women? Like what changed?
Well, I can count how many times on my hand that I've ever paid to get in somewhere. And I use one hand to count that. But it was just you went in there one day and you were like, you felt bad for everybody around you because you realized, and I'm just being honest, not that I'm judging, but it's like, this is all you know. Like there's so much more than this.
Some of them, yeah.
For some of them, like when you go out every blue moon and have a good time, cool. But when you're
Right.
out all the time,
That's what I'm saying.
you realize, so you don't know what it's like to just be home and just be surrounded by laughter and family. You don't know what it's like to have a movie night.
Yeah, I do.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to have game night at home. You don't know what it's like to go and just enjoy watching kids just play in a circle. Or like you said, just going up and just sit and listen to music in your own space and think to yourself, yo, this is mine.
This is mine.
Like you don't have to do certain things. So after a while, you start to realize, yeah, this is nice. But you walk in the room and you go, yeah, I ain't gonna be here long.
And once you realize that, that's another thing that helps your mental.
It does.
I'm just saying, that's
You stay out, like, yo, because you ain't in
helps
the
your
mix.
mental, right?
Yeah, I don't want to.
And like I'm not knocking anybody who's going out.
No,
Thank you, 'cause-
enjoy your life.
'cause that industry fed me good for years.
If it works
For
for you,
years.
if it works for
But
you, and
what
be
I'm
there
saying
every
is, like,
Saturday.
I'm asking what age did you just have that boom, that rock hit you upside the head, but like, all right, it's time to slow down. You know, like
It really hit during COVID too, nigga. Like I just want to go to one of my niggas' crib and just chill.
COVID
I'm
emphasized.
trying to listen.
COVID emphasized.
COVID had an app where niggas was having house party. Everybody got on the app and watched each other party. Like
Yeah.
that's how crazy. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to show up. I'm gonna sign into the app, nigga. We can have drinks and laugh together right now. It's
Right.
That's when you realize I really don't need to be anywhere.
I don't need to be there.
I don't
And
need
like
to
I
be
said,
there.
that industry has fed me good for years.
Oh,
And
But you realize
as
it's
a
the
promoter, you
same
just like
stuff.
when you start seeing the crowd go from here and then there, you think like, well, what am I doing? I did this different. And you just start realizing cats got mortgages.
They got
Cats got
life.
older.
They got kids.
Those
that's
people
about to
got kids. Those
graduate.
people got
So
married.
my whole
Those
thing is
people
like you
moved.
can still do it. I don't think you should do it as much, but the going out thing, I don't think it's overrated. I think it's overhyped. And that seems like
Boom.
it seems
That's a great
like
way to put it.
it's the same thing, but it's a fine line. Overrated mean like, oh, y'all just saying this, y'all just saying this. You can still have a good time,
You have a great time.
but it's all about the setting, the ambiance, in the couple, and I mean the company you got, right? So the overhype is I've never got excited about going to a titty bar and throwing $1,200 on somebody I don't know. Never.
Niggas will tell you,
Not
bro.
even $200.
Niggas will tell you.
I go in there with $1 with
Yo.
a dinner floor string attached to it.
He's only showing
And
up for
I'm
the wings.
yanking it back.
He's
Hold
only
on.
showing up for the wings.
The stinkest dollar in the world.
Sis,
He's
wait a
only showing
minute.
up for the
And I'm giving it
wings.
to the I'm giving it to the
Tasha,
I'm giving it to the bouncer on the way
I
out.
see your message. Tasha said, what you talking about, Willis? I still go out certain spots and mingle. Tasha, we have more fun at your house with that pool table. When everybody cutting up and you cook, than we do at any club in Columbia.
Oh, I didn't say don't go out.
No, she said,
I prefer happy hour, and that's from 4 to 7. By 8
That-
o'clock,
that's
she's
what
at
I'm
home.
saying.
She's at home.
That's yo.
From 4 to 7.
Tasha said, I tip the strippers that do the tricks. Where's Randy?
Hey, let them work, let them live, man. I ain't mad at strippers.
Listen,
It's just not my
It's-
forte.
Tell bro we need to go to sushi on.
I just can't do it. When I say go out, I'm talking about 3-4 times a month. You're going out once a month. That's cool. If you go to a bar every Wednesday, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
but
you feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about
I haven't been to a club in years.
what?
like you say, you gonna feel out of place.
Oh, it's probably early this year. I
I
think it was
probably just dapped somebody up at
February.
the store. I probably just saw him at the last day. I probably saw him at the
Right.
bar Wednesday I went to. I probably saw him at happy hour over here. Like I wouldn't mind it. I mean, going out of the county is cool.
But it's all about the setting too, though, bro.
That is.
Because I ain't gonna sit here and lie to
Looking
you.
for you
When
to
Wild
cook.
Wings was still here, you could catch me at Wild Wings.
That's
on
not
Friday night.
going out.
But that's what I'm saying. It's about the setting. That's not the club. But I was at Wild Wings damn near every Friday.
We were.
I'm just saying.
We were.
It was the spot.
Yeah. Like, listen, it's bars you go to. Like, I'm not talking about Cheers, like Norm's up in
Right.
here.
Right.
I'm talking about, how you doing? What's up? And
That's
you
why-
waiting for somebody to come. Like,
That's why I
listen,
envy niggas that live downtown, bro. because they can just go to the bar every Friday. We have nothing on this side where I can just go to every Friday.
True. We need 3 bars up here.
We need 3 and
people
one
are
good
more
bar.
selective
I always
now,
said we
too.
get like L House.
We need a back.
We need L House.
We need
Oh,
it back.
now the L House.
We
was
need
a
Wild
moment.
Wings back,
We
bro.
need L House and Wild Wings right there on the highway though.
Listen, you ever go
Yeah.
watch the best like on
If we
championship
could,
and stuff at
if
the
we
L House
could, if
upstairs?
somebody
Loved
could
it.
have such a nostalgic memory and bring back Bailey's, but put it on the Northeast, you would make you would be
CMVs.
my
Bring back
friend
CMVs.
would be a millionaire in 3 months.
I promise you this.
If anybody can bring that feeling of Bailey's back, but Bailey started getting to a point like it was almost like a club too. Though.
because everybody migrated.
No,
to
it
the
was
hot spot.
pregame, postgame joint.
It was.
It was pregame, postgame.
Whew. Hold on.
There
We
was a time.
didn't went to the club talk, man. Let's get back to the health.
Well, I thought we was wrapping it up. That's why I said it had nothing to
Okay.
do with it. We thought that
We
wrapped that up.
figured that you were gonna take us to the club eventually. 2 things we're gonna know you're gonna talk about: nightlife
No,
and social
But
media.
before we get out of here, though,
no.
before we get out of here,
You asked me to go.
you did. Y'all did tell
Well,
me.
we did, 'cause we were
Y'all
trying
did
to-
tell me spill it.
We was trying to figure out what it was,
I did
but
tell
you know,
myself.
we was in there.
That's being
Listen,
nosy like a man.
So-
I just want
Make
to
sure
be
you
alone.
vote.
I just want to be alone. Women, what's wrong? Please
sure you
tell
vote.
me.
I'm gonna throw you out the window.
Make sure you vote.
You
Make
gonna
sure you
gonna
vote.
need
Make
a
sure you
therapist
vote.
after I finish.
What we got? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
2-3
We
weeks.
got like
Right?
17 days. Like 16, 17 days.
No, I need to come down there for that. I did not know you put a boom boom room in your backyard. God,
What?
dog.
You got raised boom boom room?
Y'all
Y'all got dice?
We're coming.
Got dice.
You send me when and we coming. Upcoming. Who's this week? Y'all not going?
We don't know. We don't know where we're taking this. I got the
Don't worry about it.
No, what you say? Tell me the roadmap of where I'm going. Did you just say
Shut.
that?
Let me use my words
Did you
against
just say
me.
that?
Just follow me and hush.
What we trying to do?
So listen.
Go to Tasha's boom boom.
Coming up soon. I can't say the exact Wednesday. We will advertise it when it's time. But today I had a very good conversation with a good friend of mine who put me in touch with his wife, who is an attorney. And my upcoming goal is to have a show where we really discuss family court and custody. We are going to make sure that people know the laws, know your rights, and know what's going on.
Oh, man.
Because-
you trying to get me riled up.
No, not, and don't do it. But it's a world that we're in right now that I've realized that a lot of people don't know their rights and don't know what they're dealing with, don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're going through, don't know anything. And to have an expert come in and truly teach us and explain to us. And it's not a situation where you want to get everybody fussing, cussing, and screaming, but to educate that moment. And if we educate our people, I believe that knowledge, like we always say, knowledge is power, which is cliche, but it's a reality. When you know better, you do better. And when you know what you're dealing with, you know how to handle it. So we'll keep you posted, but I'm letting y'all know in advance. We are going to have an actual attorney come up
Okay.
and truly educate us and give us the insight on South Carolina, what's going on, what's coming up, what's gone, what's changed, what's not real, what's rumored, all the good stuff.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
So get your mental.
Get your mental. Keep your circle straight, man. You know, just step
Be
away.
a friend, man. Be a bit nicer.
Just-
Out of control. Thank you.
Stay sucker free in a world full of
Stay
lollipops.
sucker free. Bye bye, wall.
You ain't like that bar to end it.
No, I got a sweet tooth, but I stay away from suckers. Is what I was kind of
Stay
hoping
away
you
from
were saying.
nah.
But
Stay
it's all right.
stay sucker free in a world full of lollipops.
Y'all need a hug? Y'all all right now? Y'all good?
Everybody, homeboy chilling.
Good night.
And if you need to, hold on. If you need to, take a page out of T.O.'s book, man. Take a mental health, not mental health, social media break.
Yeah.
Take a social media break. Stop letting everybody on social media influence you, thinking your life ain't great. Your life is fucking beautiful. So
They keep telling me we can go, and then they be like, hold up.
yeah, I mean we can go now. Sorry, y'all. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Are you sure?
CTS out.
Okay, good night. They meant it that time.